In this video, I'm going to show you how I know if a dropshipping product is going to sell before I even test it. In case you're new here, my name is Tay and I've been dropshipping for almost 8 years now, and I've tested hundreds of products and I've scaled many products, including this one that did over 750K during Q4 of last year. And the craziest thing is that this product did not solve any problems. Now, most people are going to tell you that you absolutely have to find a product that solves a problem, but that is simply not true. This product worked because it followed 3 very basic things that I'm going to share with you in this video. And if you learn these 3 things, I promise you, you are going to find way more success with the next product that you test, even if you're a beginner. So let's get straight into it. The first thing I always look for is that the product has to be unique and not something I can easily find at a retail store. Now, some examples of really basic products you want to avoid are things like water bottles, bed sheets, and hangers, because these are normal everyday products that people already know exists, hence why they go on Amazon and search up keywords in order to buy these products, just so that they can fulfill a very basic need or desire. Now, the reason dropshipping still works, even though places like Amazon and Walmart and Target still exist, is because we are showing products to viewers on TikTok or Facebook and showing them products that they didn't even know exist until they ran into our video ad. And this is exactly where the wow factor is created in the mind of the customer, because we're showing them a really cool product that they've never seen before. Let's look at this other product, for example. Just look at how cool this is. It's like this fan device that gives like this 3D hologram effect. Again, this is a clear example of a product that most people do not know exists, and you wouldn't have known that unless you ran across this video on your TikTok feed. And because you are a dropshipping store who's appearing on their feed, they're not going to think twice to go anywhere else like Amazon or Target, because they don't even know if those platforms sell a product like this in the first place. So again, unique products is what I really like to look for, and is a clear example of what you want to be looking for if you want to see a lot of success, especially during Q4 of pretty much every year. Now, the second thing I always look for is that the product has to have demand, because even if your product is unique, it doesn't mean that everybody wants that product. And there's a couple of ways that we can verify demand. We can do that by either looking at the engagement or by tracking how many sales a specific store is making for that product. Now, if we take a look at the engagement of this 3D hologram product, this guy just said, first thing on TikTok that's actually pretty dope. And this comment got 7,000 likes, which means 7,000 people agree with him. I also like to see comments like this where people are asking questions, because again, it's showing interest. It means that they want to know if it has specific features, and they would never be asking those questions if they were not interested in the product. Now, when it comes to verifying demand through engagement, you have to be careful, because not all engagement equals good engagement. You might run into a lot of posts where people are asking for price. They're constantly saying price, or they're asking how much it is. Usually when you see comments like this, it means that this video is getting pushed to a completely different country, such as like India or maybe some Southeastern Asian country. And unless that isn't your target country or your target market, then this is not going to be enough data to tell you that this is going to work if you try to test this product in, let's say, the US. So again, looking at the engagement of certain posts is one way of verifying demand. However, there is another way that we can verify demand as well, and this is by taking advantage of spy tools like Minea. And they have a new feature that allows us to input any Shopify store and get an idea of how much sales they're making every single day. So whether you find other dropshipping stores on your feed and you want to track their sales, or you want to go through their database of existing stores, we can basically get an idea of how many visitors that they're getting per month. So for example, this store right here is getting 12,000 visitors every single month. They're doing around 15K per day on whatever products that they're selling. And we can click on the products tab and we can get an idea of all of their best selling products. So it looks like they're selling a hula hoop product, and this is actually a product I've seen before. So that's pretty crazy to think that they're doing 15K per day on this. And we can get an idea of all of their ads that they're running. So I'm going to filter everything by longest running ads, because this tells me that these ads were clearly working for this brand. And it looks like that they are targeting a very specific demographic for this type of product. And obviously this is working really well for them. So after I find out that a product is unique and it has demand, there is one final criteria I always look for. And this is more of a question where I ask myself, can I take that product over to another platform where there's a completely open market of people that have never seen that product? And what I mean by that is, let's say we run into this product on TikTok. What I would then do is just kind of search up on Facebook and see, has any other dropshipping store sold this exact product on Facebook? And if I figure out that the competition is really limited on Facebook, Facebook, then that is probably going to give me the best chance of success when I test that product because I have no competition. So now that you understand the 3 things I look for in every product, let me actually walk you through how exactly I put that into action so that you could do the same with your next product. So it all starts by finding the product that you're interested in, and this can be found in many different ways. You can either go on AliExpress, you can use the Facebook ad library, or you can use the TikTok burner method, which is the method I'm sure a lot of you guys know about, but it doesn't really matter because all of these principles are going to apply. Now, I'm going to assume that you have zero clue on how to find products, and I'm going to show you what I would personally do, especially knowing that Q4 is right around the corner, and the best thing that you can be doing right now is looking for a really good wow factor product that you can sell during Christmas. So there's a couple of ways we can do this. We can go on the meta ads library, and then we could filter by the country of your choice. We're going to select all ads, and then I'm going to type in a very basic keyword that almost every advertiser uses, such as on sale now. And then what I'm going to do is click on filters. We're going to change the media type to videos only. We're going to change the active status to active and inactive. And then I'm going to copy the date on the right hand side, and then I'm going to paste it over here. This way it just makes it easier to go a little bit more back in time in 2024. And what I'm going to do is select September 1st of 2024. Then I'm going to go back to this box, and then I'm going to go all the way back to December 31st of 2024. And then we're going to click apply. So basically what I'm doing here is just trying to look for ads that were ran during Q4 of last year. And what we're trying to do is just look out for specific trends of product types or specific product categories that a lot of advertisers were running ads on. Now, I'm showing you guys the meta ads library as an example. However, I personally don't like to use this method because it could take a very long time to find a dropshipping store. And you can see that a lot of our filters are very limited. So we can end up scrolling for hours and hours and hours, and it's going to make the research process a whole lot harder. So instead, I'm just going to use Minea because they have a full Facebook ads database that gives us way more filters to choose from and find exactly what we want to look for much faster. So you're going to notice that they have the meta ads library, but they also have what's called Facebook old. Now, this is one of their old databases that is going to go away at the end of this year. However, if you're watching this video, I would still take advantage of this while you can, because this gives us a full database from ads that were ran in the past, which is exactly what we want. So what I'm going to do is select dates, then I'm going to select creation date, and we're going to do the same thing I did on the Facebook ads library. I'm going to select it starting from September 2024, and we're going to filter all the way towards December 31st. Media type, we're going to select videos only. E-commerce platform, we're going to select Shopify. This way we can get rid of all the irrelevant ads that are not dropshippers. And then I'm going to filter everything by United States. This is just my personal preference. You can feel free to search whatever country you want. And then lastly, I'm going to go to the top right hand side, and I'm going to filter everything by most amount of shares. So now what we're seeing here is all the top ads that were launched around Q4 of 2024. And again, what I'm looking for is not necessarily a product that I could just try to sell for Q4 of 2025, but I'm really just trying to identify and use my intuition here and think about what common product am I constantly seeing that did very, very well during this time. So as I scroll, what I'm noticing is that a lot of people are selling customized jewelry. There's another customized product with a couple like this, and I'm seeing yet another personalized type of product that has somebody's name on that necklace. So the trend that I'm seeing from last year, and what probably works every single Q4 to be honest, is that personalized gifts work extremely well during this season of the year. So that means I should try to go out and find another unique product that's following my first criteria that people have never seen before, and something that is going to strike a new wow factor during Christmas of 2025. So how exactly do we find similar products that are also personalized that is going to give that wow factor? So what I personally do is simply type in keywords on TikTok. This way I can try to find products that have recently been going viral within that same product category. So what I'm going to do is go into TikTok and then just simply type in personalized gift. And right off the bat, I already have access to a lot of products that look like personalized products. So let's check this one out, for example, and see what it is. And it looks like a product that basically just shows a montage of different photos, which again is something really perfect to give as a gift. Then we could take a look at this product right here, which looks like a nice little puzzle piece that's in the shape of a heart, and everything is customized to give a specific date with your significant other, perfect for anniversaries and things like that. But let's take a look at what this product is. So it's kind of similar to that other product that we just saw, kind of showing a montage of different photos, but the difference is that he's pulling this little crank to give that nice montage effect. So from the looks of it, this product already checks off the first part of my criteria, which is to look for unique products. Because again, this is not just something that you would just search up randomly on Amazon because you already know it exists. You would never know this product exists unless it ended up on your feed. So the next thing that we want to do from here is to validate the demand for this product. So the way that we're going to do this is by looking at the engagement from this post. So right off the bat, I'm already seeing a lot of positive comments. We got people saying like, I love my hand crank photo box. We got Leonardo DiCaprio video himself saying it's the most beautiful gift ever. Now, obviously it's not actually him, but again, whoever's running that account obviously finds value in this product. And then we got tons of other comments asking, where do I get this? Now, these type of comments is what I love to see, because number one, this already tells you that this is a pretty untapped product and not something you can easily find at a store. And number two, it's clearly showing that there is a demand for this product. Because they watched this video ad, they are immediately sold on this product and they are wondering where and how they can buy this immediately. So we now know that this product has some demand just by looking at the engagement, but I never just stop here, and I always take a few extra steps just to get an idea of my competition and how scalable this product is going to be for me. And believe me, these next few steps are things that you're not going to want to miss. So aside from engagement, I always like to pay attention to when this video was posted. And we can see that he posted it on June 2nd, which was only around 2 to 3 months ago. And this is what I like to see, because that means that this product is still relevant right now and not something super old and posted like 2 to 3 years ago. And then I also like to go directly into the TikTok profile, and I'll just give a quick skim just to see some of their best performing videos. And we can see that their best performing video got 10 million views. And this was actually the same video that we just ran across right here. So this already tells me that they definitely made money off of this product. And then the next thing that I like to do is look at their most recent posts and see how recently they've been posting. And we can see that they posted just 9 hours ago. So this also tells me that they are definitely making money, because if they weren't, then they would not continue to put in the effort to make more videos to try and keep selling the product. And the next thing I also like to do is to go onto the competitor's website. And then once we're on the product page, I'm just going to take a screenshot of their product. And then I'm going to upload this image into Magic Search from Minea, because what this is going to do is use AI to find other Shopify stores that also have the same exact image. And what we're doing here is to get a quick idea of how potentially saturated this product is. And at a first glance, this is exactly a good example of what I like to see, because if their AI is not able to find any other Shopify stores with similar product images, this tells me that the product is still pretty untapped and not a lot of other dropshippers have tried to test this product. Now, to give you an idea of what you don't want to be looking for if you are using Magic Search, I'll use this flame diffuser product as an example, which is something that's extremely saturated. And if I upload a screenshot of that flame diffuser, just look at the clear difference of the results that we're now seeing. And you can see that it's able to pull up a ton of different stores that have the exact same product image or products with a similar functionality. And what this tells me is that the product is pretty saturated. And if you're a beginner, I would stay away from selling any type of products with this much competition, because it's going to be very hard for you to see any success on that product. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say that you're not allowed to sell saturated products, because you definitely can see success doing that. However, it takes a lot more work in marketing, in optimizing a lot of areas in your funnel that not a lot of beginners know how to do. And because you are watching this video, I'm assuming that you are a beginner and you don't have much marketing experience, which is why I'm trying to steer you towards finding products with opportunities like this where there's not too much competition, because you're going to have a much easier experience once you test that product. And another thing I like to do to double check how competitive this product is to also search up direct keywords that are correlated to this product on the TikTok search bar. So before, we just typed in something more broad like personalized gifts, but this time I'm going to type in something more direct like memory box. And after typing this, I now have more results of what looks like another store that is also selling this product. So this store is called Memory Box Official, whereas this previous store that we found is called Memory Flick. So this tells me that there is a second competitor who also saw success pretty much doing really similar ad creative styles. And then if we go into their profile, we can see that they're actually much more successful and they got 40K followers. And then from here, we now have access to all of the different creative styles that they're running for this product. And now we could just do the same thing like we did with the other profile and quickly skim over and see how active they actually are. So if we click on their most active post, it was actually posted 11 hours ago, which is also telling me that this is a product that's still relevant and it's still worth their time, because they wouldn't be putting in this effort if it wasn't still making them money. And then if we go back to the search results, I also want to get an idea to see if there's any other potential stores that could be selling this product as well. But from the looks of it, with the keyword of memory box, it looks like we only found 2 dropshipping stores that are selling this product. Now, my general rule and what I like to see is less than 5 active dropshipping stores selling a product. If you notice that there's at least less than 5 dropshipping stores actively posting and going viral for that product, then that means that there's still some room for you to enter in as a beginner. So given that there are other dropshippers seeing success on TikTok, this brings me on to my third and final step of this process, where we actually look out and try to find other opportunities in other social media platforms where we can also find success on the same exact product. Because instead of being like the 3rd or 5th other dropshipper who's also going to post about the exact same product to the same exact market, we might as well take it over to another platform like Facebook where there's millions of other people who probably don't even know that this product exists. So there's a few ways on how we can figure out our competition on Facebook. The first thing would be to use the meta ads library, and we could just type in direct keywords related to our product. So I'm going to try to type in memory box and see what we come up with. And here's the results that we're able to see so far. So I don't see any ads related to that product. Of course, we probably have to take more time and type in different keywords. However, like I mentioned earlier in this video, the Facebook ad library is not really my most favorite method because we could end up scrolling for so many hours trying to find out what we're looking for. So what I'm going to do instead is to find a moment on the creative that we ran into for this store. So I'm going to take a screenshot of this. Then we're going to use the creative finder tool available with Minea, and I'm going to upload that screenshot of that creative. This way it can automatically help me find any potential creatives ran on Facebook for this product. And it looks like that it was actually able to find a creative right here, but from the looks of it, we can see that they're running a different type of creative style, so not the same ones that we were seeing from TikTok. And another issue that I'm noticing about this store is that they ran this on January 9th of 2025, which tells me that they missed an opportunity to actually see success with this product, because had they have tested this in like November or December, I'm sure this could have worked really, really well for them. And as we keep scrolling to look at our results, again, this is a good example of what I like to see because I'm not seeing a full-blown list of a bunch of other creatives of that exact same product. So it looks like we actually have another person right here that tried to launch it. However, they only ran it for one day because it clearly didn't make money for them. And this is because they tried to post it in March, and then they're also trying to use a creative style that isn't even proven to work. So how we can easily see success is by simply taking inspiration from what has been proven from these other TikTok dropshippers, and we can create our own video with a very similar hook as them with the same exact text hook, and then also show us cranking our product, showing different types of images. We can also take inspo from this video where he's kind of just giving this product over to his girlfriend. She's opening it up and then she's basically showing how the product works. Again, another creative style that we can easily take over to Facebook, which hasn't been tested by any other advertiser, and this ideally should be able to work for us simply because we're able to validate that there's almost no competition for this product on Facebook as of right now. So again, that is my exact step-by-step process on how I know a product is going to sell for me before I even test it. To give a quick recap, it all starts by using an ad spy tool like Minea or the Facebook ads library, and you look out for ads that did well within a specific date range, such as Q4 of last year. From here, we were able to identify the opportunity of personalized gifts. So then we just searched up keywords on TikTok to get an idea of all the products that are going viral for that specific product category. And this is how we ended up finding this exact product, and we were able to validate demand by simply looking at the engagement and clearly seeing the success because they got 10 million views on that video and they're still actively posting about that product to this day. And then we take advantage of tools like the magic search and then also the creative finder. This way we can get an idea of who our competition is, but most importantly, trying to identify opportunities on a different social media platforms such as Facebook, where we can then bring over successful products like this from TikTok and use the exact same type of ad creative styles and bring it over to a platform with millions of viewers that still don't know that this product exists. And the way that we were able to find these opportunities on Facebook couldn't have been done without the help of Minea. And if you do want to give this app a try, I have a link down in the description below, and you can also get 20% off your first 3 months. And I highly suggest taking advantage of every single feature that this tool offers. This way it can help you find and validate your next winning product to end off 2025. And that's pretty much going to wrap up the end of this video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to this channel, as I'm going to continue to make more and more videos about dropshipping and e-commerce. And if you also want an extra tip on how you can beat your competitors, even if they're selling the same product as you, be sure to watch my latest upload up here, which talks all about how you can create better offers, better ads, and all the different areas on how you can improve on what your competitor isn't doing. And follow me on Twitter as I share some tips from time to time on what I'm doing currently for my own stores. And with all that being said, I thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.